All right, y'all, we are back with another video, and here we go again with these corrupt judges, Mershon. And don't forget about the other corrupt judge in New York, Judge Engoron. So it seems like Alina Habba just exposed the gag order. Like I said, this one right here is coming by Doug. I will leave the original video in the description. So make sure y'all go to the description, make sure y'all go to Doug's channel and let him know that I sent you. And like I said before, we know exactly what's been going on. They're making all of this stuff one-sided, going after Donald Trump because Joe Biden is losing. His poll numbers are just slumped. Donald Trump is constantly gaining. And now they want to put a stop to Donald Trump by lying on him, trying to put him in jail. Joe Biden got all his thugs working for him, trying to take down Donald Trump, and it's not working. So we definitely finna get straight into this. Make sure y'all please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Shout out to everybody showing so much support. Everybody who be staying to the end of the videos, thank you very much for that. The one that always watches the entire video, I really, really appreciate it. Without further ado, let's go ahead and dive straight into this and let's see what Alina Habba got to say, y'all. Let's go.
Alina Habba, the habanero.
What?
Has 2 points. One, she's nailing Alvin Bragg. Another one, she's nailing Judge Engoron on these Trump trials. We're going to get to her. First, we're going to have some of these slackers over at MSNBC ending up defending Trump. Watch this.
Wow.
Oh, wait. Welcome to Doug in Exile. Now watch this.
And breaking news, former President Trump's legal team has just filed a motion asking Judge Arthur Engoron to recuse himself from Trump's civil fraud case.
Okay, so first, this is the big one. Why is Judge Engoron demanded to recuse himself? This brand new piece of evidence just came out in the last 48 hours against Judge Engoron, and Trump team is going to try to get him recused. If he doesn't agree to recuse, it would help open him up to an appeal. Let's watch.
Basically, what happened is over the course of 2 interviews, Bailey said that he reached out to the judge in this case, Judge Engoron, suggesting to him potentially how this case should proceed. And I want to read the quote so that we can get it right. I wanted him to know what I think and why. I really wanted him to get it right.
So no big deal. A lawyer reached out to Judge Engoron saying he really wanted him to get it right. Now, that is not exactly news because any lawyer can reach out to a judge and say these things before trial, but there's more detail. Watch this.
So there's a potential issue here that exists when a non-party to this case, so it's not Trump's attorneys, it's not the attorney general, when a non-party reaches out to the judge should immediately, traditionally, according to the legal experts we've talked to, stop that discussion.
Okay, so normally a judge would say, hey, don't give me this discussion. That still isn't what the problem is. This.
But it might be prudent for the judge to notify the parties, hey, I was walking down the hall and having lunch, and all of a sudden Tom Winter, this reporter, approaches me and he says XYZ about the case.
And that's it. It was the lack of disclosure. Judge Engoron did not disclose this stuff. It had to be found out by this lawyer doing an interview. Just to contrast Judge Engoron with what Judge Juan Merchan did. Remember when that post came out in Facebook of someone claiming to be a cousin of one of the jurors and that he was tipped on the stuff or whatever? First thing Juan Merchan does, he sends a letter out to both sides saying this post happened on Facebook. Now, Judge Engoron, if he had disclosed this conversation he had before this trial, he might be safe. He could have told both sides, just so both of you know, Trump defense and the prosecutor, this happened, but he didn't do it. So now it's a cover-up and now he's in trouble.
They're effectively saying the judge here should have told us that this attorney reached out to him with specific information. And by the way, it's not just any random attorney. This is somebody who's been cited by the New York Times, obviously was speaking with our colleague Melissa Russo about their professional opinion because he has a lot of experience.
So that's part of Judge Engoron being in the cover-up. There's an article coming up. I'm just going to give you this headline because we'll get it at the end after these other videos. Alina Habba issues ultimatum to Judge Engoron. Let's get to Alina Habba on Fox.
DA Alvin Bragg has now tried a renewed attempt to continue the gag order against President Trump, the same gag order that violates every American's First Amendment rights, let alone the candidate for president, the leading candidate for president.
Okay, so now this is the other front that Trump is doing against Alvin Bragg, is they're trying to remove the gag order so he can actually perform in a debate next week against Joe Biden. He can actually say things from the trail. He knows that the Democrats are hunting him, waiting for him to say any word, and they can tie him back up in another court case.
He's renewing his claims that it is necessary to maintain them, even though the trial is over. He is stating that the reason is because, once again, those very scary MAGA, Make America Great Again, Republicans in our country, the people that love our country, happen to be the cause of fear for a judge.
Now, remember, means that Alvin Bragg could keep that gag order on Trump forever, because there's going to be MAGA people out there and around. He can also gag all of us because we're the dangerous types of people. That's why this court case, this absolutely gag order, has to be removed.
Well, they have to appeal. I have a piece in tonight's Wall Street Journal in which I urge people like us file lawsuits against New York. After all, we have the right to hear Donald Trump in the election.
And this is a great case against the gag order by Alan Dershowitz, Democrat, or he is.
See, that's the thing right there. When it comes to Judge Juan Merchan, even though he's a piece of crap, we don't like him, we don't trust him. We already know he don't like Donald Trump. He donated to Joe Biden. But when that right there happened, when somebody made that Facebook post about they saying something about the jury, they already knew that the jury was gonna find Donald Trump them guilty because whoever it was say that the jury was their cousin and stuff like that. The difference with that is when it come to Engoron, he was talking to a lawyer about the case when he don't supposed to do that, and he didn't let Donald Trump them know about it. That's the big difference right here. Even though we don't trust Engoron, we know he's a piece of crap as well. He needs to be gone. I've been saying this for the longest. And Juan Merchan need to be gone too. But at least he did let both sides know when that Facebook message came up about they already knew that Donald Trump was going to be found guilty because one of the jurors is their cousin. But now we see what Engoron been doing, knowing that him and Letitia James been working together. So Letitia James need to be the problem in this too. She needs to be gone. This stuff, it just got worse and worse. The closer that it's getting to the election, these people are getting crazier. They think they can just do anything they want. Letitia James, Fannie Willis, Jack Smith, Alvin Bragg, all these people think they're above the law. They think they're above the law. They want to use the court systems. They want to use corrupt judges against Donald Trump. And it's not working. The American people see exactly what's going on. They see what's going on. Now you're starting to see a whole lot of Democrats come to Trump's aid, turning on Democrats and joining Donald Trump because they see what's going on. Because like they say, if they can do it to Donald Trump, they can do it to me. And everybody see it. So Engoron definitely needs to recuse himself. He needs to be gone. Letitia James, when they get rid of Engoron, get rid of Letitia James too. She just as much as the problem as Engoron.
Recently left the Democrat Party over this case, by the way. He said that we should launch lawsuits because we have a right to hear from Donald Trump.
And this gag order says that Joe Biden can accuse Donald Trump of being a felon, having been convicted by an unfair jury, unfair judge of a non-crime. He has the right to do that. But Donald Trump has one hand tied behind his back.
Just think about this conversation during a debate. What Biden can say about Trump, he can say you're a felon, and Trump can't say, yeah, but that case was fake news. That was a cheap fake. I'm a fino. Felon in.
And that's another thing that Alan just said, though, is that Biden is going to keep trying to call Donald Trump that, but Donald Trump can't explain why and stuff because they're going to try to get him because of the gag order. See, they trying to put this whole thing, as soon as this happened, this whole thing was to try to make Joe Biden look good. Trying to make Joe Biden look good. And I'm going to tell you right now, even though that gag order's in place, Joe Biden still don't have a chance against Donald Trump. Still don't have a chance. He still don't have a chance against Donald Trump. Joe Biden's a piece of crap and he's destroying this country. We will not allow Joe Biden to be president, man. There's no way nobody should vote for this man. He's destroyed the country. 4 more years, we won't have no country if Joe Biden is back in office. We won't have no country. If Joe Biden get reelected, we won't have a country. We got to get Donald Trump back in office if we want to save this country. It's our only way.
Name only is what we call Trump's felony. He's not a true felon.
The First Amendment applies not only to Donald Trump, the speaker, but to all of us, the viewers and the listeners. We have the right to hear a full and complete debate, not a partial debate in which Trump is restricted about what he can say.
We can't hear Trump even defend himself about his own court case if these gag orders stick. And Americans, I didn't know that, and I just learned this from Alan Dershowitz, and now you know too, that First Amendment rights don't just go to the speaker, but they're for the hearer, that we have a right to free speech of others.
So I hope that the gag order will be appealed by Trump's lawyers, and I hope amicus briefs, friend of the court briefs, will be submitted by ordinary people saying, look, you're depriving us of our right to hear somebody. We're undecided. We don't know who we're going to vote for. We may be influenced by this.
If anyone out there knows how to write an amicus brief to the court and defend yourself and send it into New York, you should do it. That's my assignment to you, to my legal-minded people. Send it into New York saying, we have a First Amendment right because we want to hear what Trump has to say and defend himself. Here's that Newsweek article. Donald Trump attorney Alina Habba, habanero, called for Judge Engoron to recuse himself from the former president's civil fraud case during a Fox News interview on Friday, claiming they, quote, cannot wait here any longer, unquote, for the Office of Attorney Ethics to take action. Trump's team is arguing Engoron should be removed from the case due to alleged appearance of impropriety following claims he received unsolicited advice, that was in the video clip that we heard from MSNBC, from New York real estate attorney Adam Lightman Bailey whilst the trial was still ongoing, and none of us heard about it. Why? Because Engoron didn't disclose anything.
Nope.
In February, Judge Engoron, who sits on the New York State Supreme Court, imposed a fine of $450.
That lets you know right there that Engoron was a piece of crap. Trying to make Donald Trump pay $500 million is just ridiculous. That's one of the main reasons he needs to be gone. And corrupt Letitia James was another one that was signing off on this crap. So if that lawyer would have never said anything about he talked to Engoron, we wouldn't even know about it. So since that lawyer came out and spoke on it, and Engoron never said anything about it, never told, I don't think he told either side. Even if he did tell them, he sure didn't tell Donald Trump. So obviously you're making it one-sided. That right there should be enough to get Engoron up out of here. It should be enough to get him up out of here.
$4 million fraud dollars, including interest on Trump, after concluding he engaged in civil fraud by falsely inflating the value of his assets when securing bank loans. I'm saying just that factoid alone should terrify any Democrats in New York. This government is coming for you next. Guys, these are nothing. These accusations are nothing against Trump, and they built them up to a $454 million fine.
Just crazy.
They're nothing what he did to E. Jean Carroll. These are nothing. He was fined for defamation, and they inflated her career to be worth $84 million. This is nothing what happened with the cover-up, supposedly, and election interference that made him into a felon. If they can do this to him, they can do way worse with us who have less resources, less ability to pay for our own lawyer. So here's the deal. Alina Habba is making a big deal about the gag orders against Trump. I believe they have to remove those gag orders before his debate coming up on the 27th in 5 days. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below.
Shout out to Doug, man, for another great video. Like I said before, make sure y'all go over to Doug's channel. Subscribe to him. Let him know that I sent you. His channel link will be in the description. But like I said, man, these judges got to go. I mean, all these corrupt judges, and think about this, all of these judges in New York are for Joe Biden. We learned that Mershon donated to Joe Biden. I don't care if it was $20. I don't care if it was $30. He still donated to Joe Biden. Obviously, he supports Joe Biden, and there's a bias against Trump that he don't like Trump, just like Engoron don't like Trump. You tell me a judge that try to make a man pay $500 million just to appeal? And then he gets caught talking to a lawyer about the case when a judge do not supposed to be talking about the case to anybody. And he was talking to a lawyer about the case, pretty much asking him, what should I do? Should I do this to Trump? And think about this. They said that was 3 weeks. That was 3 weeks before he wanted to try to make Donald Trump pay $500 million fine. So how we know that lawyer didn't tell him that he should do that? Like I said, that was 3 weeks that he had already talked to that lawyer before he came up with this $454 million that he tried to make Donald Trump pay. So that lawyer could have been telling him, hey, make Donald Trump, try to make him pay this. He ain't gonna be able to do it. So you gotta take that into consideration. But Engoron definitely needs to recuse himself. He needs to be gone. I've been preaching this for the longest since I started, since we've been covering this case. So like I said, y'all let me know in the comment section what y'all think about this. Thank you all for watching. Be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch y'all in the next one.